Hey guys, it's Chant from Chant's Daily Hustle. We are here in Louisville, Kentucky, and we are here for the expo, but we came and dropped off some custom apparel for Rob and his team. We made the apparels for them, but we're here to take a look at their back blade, and it's called Top Gun back blades, you guys. And I'm gonna let Rob tell you guys a little bit about what they do. So go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so this has been in development for 20 years. Trucks are built for payload in the back, and they're built to pull. But a lot of plows, obviously, they're on the front. It's really hard on the front ends, and trucks aren't built for pushing. So this solves both of those things. Most of the blades we sell are 16 feet. So you can do the math pretty easily.
Right.
An average blade on the front is 8 feet, either 16 feet. We brought out the 20 for the show. So you can, if you have an open area, you just clean up. You can do double pretty easily if you have good open passes.
Right.
Jason, the genius who fabricated this, he overbuilt it. Tyler, the team is over tested. They've beat these. And if you damage something on here, you should check your truck.
Right. Because
it's overbuilt. They don't really break. So
right.
That was the idea. I bought it, I'm from Vancouver, BC. This comes out of Michigan. And so if I'm shipping something that far, we have no dealers, we have no support. I can't afford it to go down or to have a weak point. And that's why I went with, it was originally called Short Iron. So I went with them, and in 6 years, I've run on these blades like crazy. We've had no downtime.
Okay.
So
what's unique? What's different from everybody else?
Yeah. So we don't have shear pins on this. The wings, you don't need shear pins. They're strong enough. Nothing's going to snap off or break on here.
Right.
The hitch mount is really unique. So it's 3 2-inch receivers. So there's 2 on the outside, which is what the plow plugs into, and then you still have a middle receiver to run your trailers for landscaping, whatever else the rest of the year. You can control the wings independently or at the same time. We've just added a floating skid mount on the back. So if you have a small tractor or skid, you can run on here and just hook up. We run salters on trucks, so we need to be able to do both. And if you have a truck down, losing your salter and your plow is terrifying. But we have a lot of skids and small loaders in the fleet, so we can just drop this off at a site and the guys can keep going. So we've kind of been able to make it super utility for the way that we run, and I figured other guys would have equipment accessible too to do the same kind of thing.
Right. What's the difference from running, just say a front than a back? Because I've ran front all my,
Everybody has. That's 99% of the users. Right, exactly.
So why back? I'd say.
So the volume, like when we're running this, I mean, you can see some videos on our page, but we're heaped up over the side of the truck. We can grab a huge volume and move really quickly. And also the 16 or 20 feet, just each pass you make, you grab 2 lanes. So when we're going through an HOA, say, it's often, we'll take 3 passes down the line because you kind of have some windrow. But with this, you can just grab the whole thing and move right through, which is really distinct. The feature I like the most, the way it's set up, is this has replaced loaders for us. So you can do, I'm Canadian, 100 kilometers, 60 miles on the highway. You can go to another mall or another site with the 16 or 20 foot blade doing the same volume. You can't stack it as high as a loader, but we will absolutely compete with a loader, and you can save the 200K on the loader, you could save the 30K on the pusher, whatever you go for. You already own the truck.
Right.
If you get the hitch, you're in business. So for me, it was like, well, I just saved like up to a quarter for buying this blade. And I can hit the highway, which the loaders, if you're in an area, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
So for us, that really changed the game. And then our business we've tested this in is snow cleared, and that's blowing the doors off our business, and it's grown a wild amount because it's tough to compete when we're just doing double production with the same equipment. So
a person can, if they got a plow already, they can run a plow and this?
Yeah. A lot of guys do that.
Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
So the truck that I don't get to plow very much anymore, but when I plow, my truck just has a back blade on it.
Okay.
And so there's a few other guys in the industry that have done some reviews on the back blades, and they said, if I had to choose, I would choose a back blade.
Right.
So I've experienced the same.
So a lot of our audience, maybe some of our audience, just like me, haven't ran the back blades. And I mean, just like me, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Just curious, like, why would the person run that, right?
Of course.
The ones that haven't ran it questions that a lot.
Yeah.
So why don't you maybe explain, like you ran front before you ran this, right?
Yes.
What's the transition of like, how do you make sense of this?
Like, like when you're operating, or why would you buy one?
Yeah, why would you buy one? It's like, I mean, we get a lot of people probably saying, well, that looks, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's on the back of the truck you're pushing. Wouldn't it hurt this? Wouldn't it hurt that? Maybe explain some of the misconception people think.
Great point. So, it's great. Lots of guys around town will say, oh, your plow's on back.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I don't mind. Like, we're doing double production. We're cleaning up contracts so fast. For us in our area, most of our sites are per service.
Right.
So we get to way more sites so efficiently. It's easier on our trucks, which is really nice. It does take a bit of getting used to, but let's say daytime, you have to do some cleanup at a mall or a busy warehouse where there's cars moving. If you're familiar with plowing, like when you make a turn in a mall and there's traffic, your blade, you're almost hitting a bumper, or you turn, you lose all your snow.
Yes.
This thing, it's like a trailer behind you, and you have way more snow. You just keep the wings in, it's 8 feet. You drive like normal, and you have so much snow.
Yeah.
So it's like way safer. The volume to be able to do 16 or 20 feet in a pass is literally 2 or 3 when you're counting for windrowing off a blade. It's 2 or 3 passes worth from our experiences. So our efficiency's up, our risk is down. I mean, driving even through town sometimes, when you're going through an intersection, still you're kind of nudging your front blade to make sure you're not bonking any bumpers or anybody you're passing, but you have none of those problems here.
Okay.
So, and then, it's just so strong, you're not worried about downtime.
Right.
So for us, that solved not all of our problems, but most of our problems.
So the controllers, you guys are working on the controllers. You guys have the controller built?
Yeah. So we have the one that's come with it for years, Jason. It's big, it sits on your lap. Not the best thing I've seen. I like to innovate. I'm always redoing, changing. When we got our first blade, we made a ton of modifications. That's just how we work. And then Jason and I were talking through all types of ideas, which led to us being able to work with Jason and partner together to form Top Gun. But we're going to a smaller handheld, more traditional controller. It'll be easier, smoother. It'll come with a holder, just so it's a little more efficient, a little more familiar. The big ones, they work, they're good. There's no problem, but we're trying to just level up. We're putting in a 12-pin plug, so as we add features, as we have innovations, you don't need new wiring. We can just plug straight in whatever we want, and it's already set in the cable. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So the option's already there. As we had innovations, you don't have to change a bunch of things. We can just get right to it.
Right. So I guess, where could they find this if they wanted one? Where are you guys located, and where can they find it?
So Muskegon, Michigan is where we're based. We ship all over. Again, I'm from Vancouver, BC. We've got the blades out there. There's some on the West Coast. They ship everywhere, but it's based on there. And our website is topgunblades.com. So we'll be able to get you connected and sorted for any orders through there. We're on Instagram, YouTube, a few things, just getting going. There's not much traction on those but we're heading down that path.
For sure. All right, guys, so give Top Gun back blades a follow. I'll put them on put them in the description down below. Give them a follow, you guys. Give them support. This is incredible, you guys. I've never ran one, but
might be time.
could be one of those. You try it out and you might want one because it's efficiency. Time is money in our industry and stuff. So yeah, guys, go give them a follow and check them out.